Okay, as you can see, we got front and rear all cut off. We cleaned them up some. Didn't take all the paint off the bottom, just knocked the high spots down here off, all the mud, whatever we had on there. Got a nice clean up on top here for us to weld. Did the inside underneath. We got our pieces all cut. Well, I thought I had it all cleaned up. Let me hit that a little bit more. Okay, now we got our pieces all cleaned up, got them notched where they fit in the door. So I just did it with the plasma cutter and then a grinder, cleaned them all up. You can do it with a grinder, whatever. These, real simple, it's just a 3 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch, 90-degree piece. We have these laying around here, cut them down. I'm sure any local fab shop, anything like that, could bend it for you, or if you wanted to, you could do it in 2 pieces and just weld the bottom seam. You can do all this stuff with really just a 4-inch grinder, a couple of cutoff wheels, whatever. I know a lot of people out there have more time to work on their rigs and they got money to stick into them, so all real simple stuff you can do that way. Now, when we put this on here, I didn't trim real close here. As you can see here, see how my angles are a little bit different? Reason for that is when this back door opens, it swings into this. So I'm just gonna put this in place. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to grind out here to open this gap up a little bit, so this door, especially once you get this plate on this back door, it's gonna hit here. So I'm gonna grind a little bit out of this, but I don't want to take too much out until it's in place. I don't want a huge gap there. We're gonna need to open the gap up a little bit, but this is real solid steel. The door is flimsy. Probably, I'm gonna say maybe 18 gauge, if that, maybe 20 gauge. But this will give you something real good to weld to. So we can grind this out and weld that seam, fill that in later on. So just make sure we're in place inside there, which we should be. And let's just tack it in place for now. Broke the clamp on my welder. Haven't got anywhere to buy a new one, so I gotta kind of hold the clamp in place. So it's a little tougher, but let's just tack it up and see what we gotta do. Grab a clamp and pull away a little bit up front. Whoops. Okay, so you can see I got them tacked on there. Didn't really get carried away. I did hold it in just a little bit so I can weld solid down this backside. Now here's what I'm talking about in the front. I'm gonna weld solid down here, and like I said, I can blend that in. Once I weld it, we can grind a little bit of weld off. But as I go to open the back door, you can see, since we're so much thicker here, see it catches on this very bottom corner right here. So, because I cut that straight off and short, I can open that up and grind it down. Okay, now that's ground down. Should be able to open the door and it clears just fine. Now, like I said, weld this in, blend it in a little bit. They're both, I mean, you can see the gap opened up a little bit there on the bottom, right in here, but not bad at all. Another thing worth stating, they don't have to be welded solid. The outside I'm going to weld solid, and nice thing is this is nice and solid, so as long as you go around here, I'm going to probably tack it every inch or so and then just keep working my way back through, not welding anything solid, just tacking. Let it cool, all that stuff. But this will hold everything solid. This will really stiffen this door up. This door will take a hit here now. On the inside, depends how good you trim it, all that stuff. See, I got a little bit of overhangs here, everything. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to, same thing. The inside's gonna be completely welded along here. Weld it as much as possible here. I can weld inside here. It'll give me something really good to weld to. And then on the inside anyway, I'm gonna take seam sealer. I'm just gonna smear it around there. It'll cover everything, make it nice, pretty, all that. Another thing is these doors have, let me find the original door bottoms. As you can see, there are holes in the door bottoms to let water out, which is not a big deal. I cut them off. Now it's all solid. Now what I want to do, so I don't have any rust issues, anything like that, is I'm gonna just drill. This is nice solid 3/16 plate, but it's at the lowest spot of this door still. So I'm going to just drill probably 3 holes up through here, just a little 1/4 inch, maybe a 3/8 hole up through here. just to let water out. When I am done with this, so we're a long way from paint, everything like that. Outside's gonna be all welded. I'll probably seam seal it, paint it. We're probably gonna bed line this whole thing just because it's gonna get hammered on and beat and it'll cover a lot more up. But anyway, I'm going to take some kind of, it doesn't matter what you use. If you use a fluid film, a wool wax, use motor oil, anything like that. I'm just gonna coat the inside of the door. So either I pull the door panel off, or if I have these holes down here, I can spray up through there and just let everything sit in there. And you'll never have to worry about rust coming from the inside out as long as you fill that up and seal that. But you can see from right there, we gained a good, well, what are we? From here to here, we are 4.5 inches. I'm gonna weld these up and I will show you what we do for our boat sides from here on out. Okay, I guess I'll show you a little bit of what we did here. I guess I didn't talk earlier, but I cut this whole rocker off right below the door here. I'm doing it in sections, so I don't have to brace everything up. If I would cut this whole thing off, the side of the Jeep would drop, and it just would be a pain in the ass. So what I did, the normal rocker comes out here, so we gain probably about a good three inches or so to the bottom of the rocker at least. And then I don't even know if you want to call this Boatside, because normally you tie it in lower on the frame here, but this is all 1/4 inch plate. I'm trying to get as much ground clearance out of this as possible, still keeping full doors, everything like that on there. I could have went a little bit thinner here, but I wanted something solid because I got to make this next section of rocker here is going to fold down to be able to pick Zach up in here. So for right now, so these floors were solid, no issues, anything like that. But what I did is I cut right alongside the unibody, we'll call it the frame rail, I guess, if you want to. But I cut right alongside that, out about 1/2 inch from that frame rail through the floor. You know, all this is going to get cut out later, so I wasn't too concerned with that. Cut there. I cut the inner rocker about 1.5 inches out of this inner rocker here. So that gets welded. It gets welded here. We're replacing essentially the floor with a 1/4 inch plate, rock slider, Boatside, whatever you want to call it. So this is all going to be extremely solid. Don't have to worry about smashing any of this, no matter what you do. Once we tie our roll cage and stuff in, it'll tie right into this bar through everything. So everything is going to be extremely stiff. It's tied right into our, I guess, our skid plate, our 4-link mounts. This will all be plated up around the front, basically building a tank underneath this thing so it can smash on whatever it wants to. We will probably get some, I got some hard plate, some plastic skid plate material. We will probably cover that or put that on this so it's not a rock solid hit when you do smash on it. But as you can see, over the door to what we got, we've gained a good 3.5, 4 inches out here. We didn't really lose anything in here. We don't have a whole lot of taper to it, but it should be enough that we will easily slide off of whatever we hit on, smash on. Should roll right off of it. It does stick out a little bit past the door, give you a little bit of protection there. So the whole bottom of this thing should be about bulletproof when it's all said and done.